So the tester is plugged into both the engine ECUs. There's one for the right hand side, there's one for the left hand side. One is for 1 to 6 and the other one is from 7 to 12. So what we'll do is we'll check the errors first. So we've got our list of errors, and this is for the left-hand bank, the right-hand bank. So these are all the possible errors that you can have in the system. So it looks like we've just got those 3. So now we can come out and have a little look at the parameters. The important one that we always kind of look at when we're doing a service on the car is we're making sure that we're on closed loop on both banks, which means that it's using its lander sensors to try and get your ultimately best mixture. Also, what we also look at is the adaptive value, which is this one here. It should always ideally be in the middle. So you've got short-term adaptive, long-term adaptive, and you can see that this one has gone out of range, so it's red. And on the short term on this one, you can see that's out of range as well here, and that's in the red. Ideally, we want to see them in the middle, and we want the TJ correction to be just oscillating back and forth. So I suspect the power issue is more than likely fuel pressure or fuel issues. So do you remember the last time we drove the car in the first video, we talked about fuel pumps and common issues on 550s. And then when we hopped in this car to do a service road test, we had no power when we were coming up the dual carriageway. So we've now got to the bottom of the problem, and obviously what we've got here is the fuel pump. So this is the state of what we removed from the fuel tank. These are the fuel pumps, and what happens is the rubber tends to break up and fall apart. And then that gets sucked up in the fuel pumps and blocks the fuel system. And this is something that all 550s are going to suffer with, and it's the ethanol in the fuel which is just causing the damage on the fuel pumps. So what we've got here is, this is where the fuel pumps are located. So you've got a big tank in the back of a 550, and the fuel pumps basically go into the tank and then sit in a bucket, so they're always submersed in fuel. But because the tank is so big, generally people fill the tank up, and then the fuel sits in there for long periods of time, and over a period of time the fuel just goes off. So you're better putting less fuel in but more often to stop this issue from happening, and trying to use E5, super unleaded E5 with a less ethanol content, and hopefully that will stop that from happening. So where we are with this car now is we're going to obviously put the fuel pumps back in the car and put it all back together, service it, cam belt it, like we spoke about in the first video. And in the next video, we'll do a road test and a drive on the car and talk about the difference pre and after the service work and the fuel pumps being fitted and done.